Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all drip ecosystem related projects. And today, just want to present the facts, or at least the information that's publicly available on YouTube. You get to decide who's speaking the facts. I'm just going to present them in this video. So you have all the sides in one video, because that's the issue. We don't have all the sides. So as this quote, I've always said, there's three sides to every story: the left side, the right side, and truth's in the middle. This quote says there's three sides to every story: yours, mine, and the truth. So it's still the same thing. So first, let's go. I'm not going to play this entire clip, but you can come over to LD's channel. February 2nd is the very first time we heard about this drip battler game. I'll play a brief clip on this. This is also the one from the actual the Bitfighters YouTube channel, where he clipped out.
Ready to go live. There's also a game, right? A battler game, not the auto battler game that I hired a PhD to do a 57-page breakdown of its functionality to prepare for development. This is a battler game that was already developed.
All right, so just wanted to play that so you have some context on dates. So that was the February 2nd AMA. Then if you, so you can listen to that whole thing on LD's channel, or you can go to Bitfighters and get that clip as well. But if you come to the Telegram, here's what we also have. So this is a screenshot from what Forex announced in the Telegram he shared on 15 February. And this is where he's actually sharing the economics for this battler game. And he says, a sneak peek at the economics of the battler game we are working on. None of these values are final, just to give you guys an idea of something we are working on. And again, receipts for this, you can actually come into the Drip Telegram. You can do a search for Forex and then scroll to February 15th, and you'll see right here where I got this screenshot. So I'm not making any of this stuff up. I want you to do your own research, figure it out. And here's his quote. So I just clipped it out so it's easier to read. So you can go to the Telegram and get it for yourself. Now let's listen to one of the devs of that Drip Battler game. He just recently did an AMA on LD's channel addressing or answering some of these questions. So we're going to specifically talk about this one here regarding the information that was shared about that screenshot I just mentioned and about this AMA. So that's why I encourage you to listen to this AMA. The voice chat, it's about 10 minutes long. I just didn't want to play the whole thing because it make the video too long. But the context that Zach is going to mention here is reference this and reference this screenshot, right? So let's listen to Zach.
And that's why I open it up and I show him, he demos it and everything. And instantly, it didn't take long before he was like, this is awesome. This is definitely something here. And he wanted to go show Forex. And so, of course, that led to a couple calls. And I think it was after the first call that we had, honestly, that he released that news to the public in one of his AMAs about the Drip Battler game. Mm-hmm. And that was early February, I do believe. And that AMA it had to be the week of that we talked, maybe, or it couldn't have been a week later. And I was shocked.
Yeah, February 2nd.
I was shocked. I was like, whoa, dude, I didn't know you were saying anything about this. Like, we didn't agree on anything. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about doing any of these things. And he's talking about these ideas that we were just spitballing on a call as if they're going to happen. We were going to use all this stuff and do all of this, and the game's basically done. And, it was just it was a lot of things that we talked about, and a lot of other half-truths maybe, but it wasn't accurate. I mean, we absolutely should probably have met and talked about what he was going to present to everybody, the community at large, before he just went out there and started a bunch of stuff. But then it was probably a couple weeks after that we got into the negotiations, and he just right away, he wanted 70%. He wanted us to build this game past our launch features. He wanted us to take it, through the rest of this year. Essentially, would take the two of us to build, as we were a $0 budget team, right, bootstrapping this thing. And and I was like, we could make something work. I'm trying to collaborate with him. I'm trying to we can make something work. Why not? If we want to do this, then just fund the project. You're the deca millionaire, Forex trader, whatever. What's it to you to throw 50,000 or whatever it takes us to build this, to get the teams that we need and stuff? If you think this is such a great idea, then why wouldn't you fund this endeavor and be a real partner? But no, it was $0 for 70%. I'll give you. He gave me a little bit of flexibility though, guys. He said he might move to 65. 65 might be a possibility. He could do that for us maybe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that wasn't going to work. Clearly, I mean, we're not going to kill ourselves for a year to give someone a game on a silver platter. Like what? Like what kind of? I don't even know like how that's even a thing. Like how could you ask someone that?
All right, so there you have Zach's response. So Forex stated it on the 2nd, then in the 15th, he put out that post that I showed you here and said that we were working on it. So whoever we is in that context, you decide what that means. But then you also have the dev himself stating that some of that stuff was like he was literally just spitballing and talking, and he had no idea this was going to be shared. So let's move on to the most recent AMA with Icy Money, where you heard him say that it was 70% equity with $0 down. So basically they had to sell off their game essentially that they had been working on for the last 7 years. So let's go to the AMA recently, where Forex points out some of the issues with the game.
Last I talked with that developer, I talked about issues with scaling and some little things like that. One of the reasons we didn't decide to kind of onboard it as it being something on our platform is because, for one, there's issues with scaling where only like hundreds of people can use it at once, where Drip has hundreds of thousands of users, and we just can't launch a system where we have hundreds of thousands of users, but then it stops working after 500 people get involved with it. If it's driving cash flow into Drip and taking the Drip that is being utilized in game and sending it to the tax vault, then we're all for it. I'd be promoting it right now instead of telling the community, guys, like, even though it has a scaling issue, still, if I can't put it on our site with the scaling issue, but if he wants to run it and have 500 1,000 users, as long as it's helping Drip and buying back Drip and sending Drip to the tax vault, I'm cool with it. But
so as long as it's helping Drip and sending Drip to the tax vault, he's cool with it. And he mentioned also that the scaling issue. So let's listen to again Zach address the drip issue as well as the scaling issue.
In that he didn't want the drip to be sold for BTC. Then he said something about the potions and the cost of the game, like the dev fees and everything was going to come out of Drip and not out of BTC.
Yeah, so that's not true. Issues. Yeah, so it's all coming out of BTC. We're not using any drip. Your drip is no good here. We don't want it. Keep it in your faucet, burn it. I don't care. It's no good here. So I hope that's settled.
Of the ball or of the coin. So it's kind of interesting to have you here. So from what he did say yesterday, I mean, about how it's not scalable, and are all of these things kind of true, or?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're part true, but I mean, let me explain. Okay, so the scalability issue. Okay, so I mean, it's relative, I guess. He wants to launch this thing with 100. He thinks there's gonna be 100,000 plus people beating on the door trying to get in here on day one. And I think some other people might think this is like a play to earn game where there's some kind of token that we're like he can go do a capital raise for and everyone can buy in, and we launch this thing and there's instant big green candles and everyone's selling at the top, and taking all your money. And that's not what this is. It's just not like that. This game is programmed to start small with a small community, because it was built for us in a small community. It was made for a small community to perpetuate this thing. And if you grow it and you bring people in through the gang referral system, it will ultimately grow into hundreds of thousands concurrent users or whatever it wants to be. It's just a matter of spinning up servers. We just go to Amazon dashboard and we say, start a new server. That's all it is. We could launch right now with 100,000 people. That's not an issue. It's just servers. But there's a game element here where we want to minimize the amount of servers. It needs to be we want to launch a few servers around the world, because we know we have players in Asia. We know we have players in Europe or whatnot. I'm US East with my server, and we want to have a couple servers around the world so people get decent connections. We can accommodate a few thousand people. Perhaps we can launch with 10,000 ready to go.
So there you have it. Again, it's all the sides I wanted to present. You got Zach talking about scaling. You got Zach talking about how the drip will or will not be used, and then you have Forex talking about the scalability issues and also the delivery, so to speak, and what was presented to him and things of that nature. So at least now, as I alluded to here, you have the two sides. Now you get to decide what's the truth. And that to me is the main point of this. I know a lot of people live in the echo chamber and they don't want to hear the other side. For some odd reason, DeFi, the drip community specifically, just mutes the other side of the argument. I just don't get it. So at least my job, to me, as a content creator is to present you with the other side. It's your job to decide what you believe or what you want to silence or what you want to, as Bruce Lee said, discard and throw away. Take what is useful and discard what is not. But if no one ever gives you all the information, then you're just being force-fed a narrative, and you have to wonder who is ultimately benefiting from that narrative. We can look at that in politics for sure. When they only feed you one side, who ultimately benefits from that? So if you're only being fed one side of the story, and I've presented both, who really has your best interest in mind? That's all I can say. I don't know. But at least now you have the information all in one video. You decide what you want to do. Vote with your capital, as I've always said. All right, hope that provided some value. If it did, smash that HBO special brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.